Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin. We're going to be investigating where we think this is going, but before we get into the analysis, I would just like to say thank you for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and why not leave us some feedback in the comment section down below. Okay, so let's get into this. There's a few things we need to talk about. So one of the things we need to talk about from yesterday is we were looking for the potential of having a direct sell-off, and that is no longer viable. Basically, we came up and crossed this high point here. So we're looking at the possibility that we could have had this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then looking for wave 2. But because we've moved down deep enough, because we moved up and taken out this low high point, basically we have invalidated that move. So what do we think is going on here? So we were looking for this ABC to the upside here, where this is an A, a B, and a C. So ideally we were looking for the C wave to happen in 5 waves, and for the most part it can still be 5-wave move. And if I turn this on here, we were looking for this third wave to actually come and cross this area here of this 17,034. However, we haven't quite met that requirement. So either there is something else going on within the structure, or potentially our wave 3 just might be here and maybe it didn't reach this 1.618. So we'll have to monitor it and see how we go. But within this, what I'd be looking out for is that if we are in a 4th wave correction now, what we would not want to do, unless this is going to become a diagonal, was we would not want to cross this wave 1 position. If we cross this wave 1 with this wave 4 in a normal pulse, it actually invalidates this 5th wave. So we just need to bear that in mind. We wouldn't want to see a move down past this wave 1 high if this is going to become a wave 4 in this position. It doesn't give it a lot of room here, which is what's making me a bit cautious about this. So if we were looking at this as a wave 3, so wave 4, basically we've already come down and met the minimum requirement, which is this 0.382 area. This basically has met the minimum requirement for this. The deepest we'd really want to go is this 50% with a wave 4. So we'll have to see how we react. We could be completed here, and we could be looking to start to move to the upside in this 5th wave. Like I said, moving down past this 16,677 would actually invalidate that option. If we did have this as a completed 4th wave within this position, what we'd be looking for potentially off this low, let's get right on there. I'll just eyeball it in there. There we go. Is a move up towards this area here of this 17,125 and this 17,042. That would be a typical 5th wave move. And if we're talking about that as a typical 5th wave move there, we can see that it's into the zone of the 17,143, which was our previous sort of target area we were looking for. But this would potentially take us quite nicely into that 1-to-1 zone. If that does play out, then what we'd be looking for is for rejection off of this move, because when we were looking at this previously, what we're looking for is actually the potential that we were in a wave 2. So we were saying we could potentially have had a wave 2 here, though now that we've moved up above this high point, we're still looking for this wave 2 effectively. So if we do get this 5-wave move here, then I'd be inclined to believe that this is our wave 2 completed here, and that we're actually going to look for that sell-off to the downside still. However, we need to bear in mind that this could travel technically all the way up into this red box area as a wave 2, and that would be anywhere from the 17,234 all the way up to the 17,891 as a wave 2. That would be a common area that we could look to test. So then we might get some extension within this C wave, though basically within this we wouldn't want it to go through this on here down into this low point. Basically we wouldn't want it to go higher than the 17,660. Moving higher than the 17,660 would make us look for the potential of actually having a 5-wave move off of here, where this would become a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which would possibly take out this point here of this 18,387, depending on how the structure would form. I don't think it's likely that we're going to have a bigger 5-wave move here, though we need to monitor it because it is a possibility. But only really by moving up past the 17,660 would we be looking for confirmation of that. Until we do, we could actually look to test some of these zones and then break down further. So if we do see some extension to the upside, that's what I would be looking for. However, this would only be valid for as long as we stay above this 16,333. If we do move back down below this low point, that would invalidate any potential of extension within this 5-wave move. And actually, even breaking down below just this wave 1 would invalidate this 5th wave. We could then, if we do break down below this wave 1 position, we can look at this as a few things within here, and we could argue we have a 1-2 situation where we have that as a 1-2, and then we could look at this potentially as an additional 1-2, and then looking for a bigger impulsive structure, though I really don't think that that's what's going on. I do think that this is potentially our wave 3 here. We're having a 4th and a 5th. If we do have some slight extension and we're actually still within this wave 3, then effectively we would still be just looking for that 4th and a 5th. But I don't think that we've got the correct structure here to be looking for a bigger impulse. It is also possible that we could just have a corrective structure here, where we have this as an A, a B, and a C. This is a W, so this is an X wave, and then we could actually just form an ABC to the upside. Though the problem with this is if we did form this as a complex correction like this, it wouldn't, the structure would then become very strange, because we would be looking for this 5-wave move. So it is possible we could get a diagonal within this, maybe, where this is a wave 1, 2, we form another leg to the upside for 3, 4, and a 5, and then we have basically a move made up of zigzags. So we need to keep that in mind. Basically, this move to the downside here, we can argue isn't complete, and what we could be seeing is this is an A wave, looking for that B wave to the upside, and then that C wave to the downside. So if we do have a move back to the upside, there is potential that we could look to find rejection in between the 786, so the 16945, and this 16883 zone. This could offer us rejection, and we could look to have a move like this. We have an A, a B, and a C wave. The 1-to-1 actually brings us up to this 50% zone, so it is possible we could see something like this, where we have, this is a bit of a sideways move here, and then we look to actually break down. So that's 50% area. Alternatively, the 618 area could also resonate quite well with facing a rejection here. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. If we do move to the upside, this is a little area that we could look for further rejection. Though, if we're looking for this as a potential ABC to the downside, I wouldn't want to see us move back above the 16,991. If we do, then I'd be effectively looking for that target to the upside that we were talking about in the ABC to the upside, and looking at this as a 5-wave move. So we have to see how this progresses. Like I said previously, losing this high point here of 16,677 would effectively invalidate the 5-wave potential, and we'd have to reevaluate this move. So we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll probably do another video later to keep you up to date. And I hope everyone keeps safe out there, and we'll see each other in the next video. Take care, everyone.